Salutations, my rainbow feathers. I'm Phoenix Word Lamp, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I do a half moon reading every 2 weeks here, and I also occasionally do things like tarot pick a cards, may include other content on the channel in the future, but today we are going to be looking at what's going on for this upcoming half moon in Scorpio, which is going to be pretty interesting. So what I like to do first is I always like to go into a little bit of the astrology. I don't cover it in detail. There are plenty of great astrologers on YouTube that will do that if you really want to go into like deep detail with astrology for particular days. But I like to go over a little bit of it, particularly with the moon. So today I'm only going to be talking about the moon's aspects for the half moon. Now, the moon being in Scorpio means we are going to want to have more connection with our emotions, and we might be feeling more strongly than usual. The moon has a lot to do with our emotions in general as it is, and then in the very deep and emotion-centered sign of Scorpio, you get into some pretty heavy things. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, could be good, bad, whatever, but whatever it is, it's going to be intense. This forms a number of aspects, one of them being the conjunction between the Sun and Venus in the sign of Leo. This is going to create some conflicting desires between our desire to dive within and get in touch with our feelings and really understand ourselves and maybe even connect emotionally to other people, and our desire to express our individuality and our sense of beauty. So, and also our sense of love, express our love for other people. We might be wanting to do that, but at the same time, we're going to be wanting to dive into ourselves. So there's kind of going to be this conflict there. We also have the moon opposing Uranus and Taurus right now. So what that means is that unexpected life events that could have to do with usually the material realm when it comes to Taurus, so like, finances or health or something like that. But that is going to sort of create conflict for our sort of emotional needs during the half moon. So it could be that when you're trying to find some time to look within or something, you're trying to spend some time being introspective or what have you, you may find that either your social sphere is trying to keep you entangled in what they want to do, or it may be that something comes up that you didn't expect and that gets in the way of what you had planned to do. Or it could be that you're feeling really sensitive and something's hurting you and you just want to comfort yourself with some ice cream, but you're not quite financially able to do that right now. So there could be a little bit of tension there, so just keep that in mind. So the half moon in Scorpio also sextiles Saturn in Capricorn. Sign rules. It's going to be there for a while. But with sextiles, you have to put in a little effort, unlike trines, which are pretty harmonious and they just kind of, give you their benefits by themselves. But with a sextile, you can still have a lot of ease between these things if you put in some effort towards it. So with this particular sextile, what we're looking at is that you will be able to explore these emotions that come up for you, to really get in deep and to have time to do that if you manage your time. The last aspect I want to talk about today is the half moon in Scorpio forming a grand trine with the North Node in Cancer and Black Moon Lilith in Pisces. Now, this is a water grand trine. Grand trines by nature are usually three of the same element. So this is going to be very good for us in the realm of, as mentioned before, in taking care of our emotional needs and taking care of our family and home life. So this is going to be very harmonious there. There will be an easy flow of energy between all these things, as well as our potentially unconventional dreams and desires and things that we, think about and imagine that we could feel like and have in our lives. So it may be that when you explore these emotions that come up for you, you may find that at their root there is this desire to experience life a certain way, or to um, maybe be spiritual in a certain way, or something like that, that is gnawing at you and is unconventional in your particular society. So this is also a grand trine that's very good for psychic and mystical work. So if you are a witch or a pagan or a magician or a mystic, anything like that, by all means, take advantage of this energy because it's going to be good for that. Now, with the astrology out of the way, let's see what the cards want us to know about this upcoming half moon in Scorpio. So, let me tune into this real quick. Tuning into the energy of the half moon. What do we need to know about it? What do we need to be aware of? Look out for? What messages need to come through? Alright. Let's begin. So the first three cards we have here are the Six of Wands, the Fool, and Temperance. Right? Six of Wands, Fool, and Temperance. And we'll talk about these each. So, this looks pretty spectacular, actually. It's looking like we're going to be recognized for some of the good things that we're doing. You can see here, you have this person, she has come back victorious from her quest, and there are these people here cheering her on. You can see these orange trees representing her energy, and this yellow that she's wearing indicates her joy. It is a good chance that we will be noticed for some of the things that we're doing. I know a lot of us have been putting in a lot of effort towards things, and this is a good time to see some results from those. The next card we have is the Fool. Now, the Fool is the first card of the Major Arcana, well, the 0, but it's the initial card of the Major Arcana, and so the Fool is someone who is starting this new adventure, very excited, looking at all the positive things about it, and rushing off forward to follow their dreams. But they're often unprepared for those things. You see this Fool, he's got a little sack of lunch, but he's just wandering off like that's going to be enough for him to eat over a long journey. And he's also about to walk off of this cliff into the unknown. So, know that this half moon could bring in with it some kind of new beginning that you may be a bit unprepared for, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just make sure that if it starts, that you get yourself your proper preparations as soon as you can to actually be ready for this. We have Temperance. Temperance is about balance and walking the middle path, sort of moderation, these sorts of things. So we see here she's pouring one cup into another. So she is bringing down the flow of wisdom and power from higher realms to below. So as above, so below. She's holding that balance between the worlds by standing in water and on land. So she is in a very middle state, very liminal state. So when we have the Six of Wands and the Fool here, the impression I'm getting is that this is the end of one chapter for which you will be recognized and acknowledged and celebrated. The beginning of some new chapter for which you may be unprepared, but which is filling you with joy. And you're just in this place between it right now, and it's very important to find balance. Let's find out some more about what's going on with these, shall we? I want to know some general advice. Let's find out what you guys need to consider doing that might be advantageous to you. Alright. We have the Magician and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. So here's what I'm getting from this. Remember how I mentioned that you might not be as prepared as you'd like? The Magician has all the tools that he needs to do what needs to be done and to manifest whatever he desires. Now, this Magician has a lightning bolt above his head. Usually there is a infinity symbol, but for him he's got this lightning bolt, which indicates this sort of energy and power that he receives from the higher realms. And he uses that power in conjunction with the tools that he has to make it go in the right direction for him when he works his magic. So, when you're going out into your new adventure, take the tools that you have gained, the things that you've learned, in the realm of air, the things that excite you, the things that, your material resources and your emotional stability that you hopefully will gain from exploring these emotions that we talked about, and use these tools to help you manifest your desires so that you're not caught unprepared as you head off into the new adventure. You're also being advised to not take things to too much of an extreme. The Knight of Cups, even when he's upright, he's a little over the top, he's romantic, he's passionate, he really wants to devote himself to someone or something. And in reverse, he can be prone to excess, or he can be, kind of blocked. And in this case, I'm getting that this is a warning not to be too over. It's understandable to be excited about this next chapter. I'm already excited, and I'm just looking at this now. But the important thing to keep in mind is that we don't take things overboard. If we, a cup upside down is a cup empty. If we put too much of our emotional energy into this manifestation, we will be risking not having enough left to get through the rest of the way and to be able to be, have enough to eat on our journey, so to speak, We need to make sure we have proper rations of emotional energy. So, that's really great. I want to pull us a magical spell card to find out a general theme of this half moon. What's the general theme of the half moon in Scorpio on the 7th of August? And we have abundance. So, this is really great to see. We're going to have quite a lot of this. And it doesn't necessarily mean financial abundance, mind, though it could for many of us. For many of us, this can also be an abundance of love, or an abundance of time being spent in good ways, or an abundance of fun things to do, what have you. Abundance of adventurous spirit, abundance of recognition, could be a lot of things. But this is going to be an abundant moon. If you are trying to manifest, like I mentioned, it being a good time to do mystical or magical things. If you are a magician, if you do magic, then this is a really good time to try to manifest abundance. And to do so, there's text on this card you might want to consider using if you work with goddess or goddesses that says, "Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine." So maybe you can use that as some additional oomph to your spell work this coming half moon, if that resonates with you. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining me. And if you would like a private reading with me, you can go over to my website at phoenixwordlamp.com. I'm also over on Instagram and on Facebook, and I will leave links in the description box. So hope to see you guys around, and I will definitely see you in the next video. So see you later, my rainbow feathers.